Hello, how are you? Welcome to Nicole's Recycle Treasures. I am Nicole. If you are seeing the red live button, we are live. If you are no longer seeing that red live button, you are catching us on a replay, please hit hashtag replay. Let me know you are here and I will say hello. I'm gonna pull you guys up here. I'm gonna wait for a few of you to pop on. How is everybody doing tonight? Well, I hope. Odie is not dressed for the occasion tonight. Hello, hello. I see some people popping in. How is everybody? It is freezing out here by me. I'm definitely cold. Hi, Becky. How are you? Hello, Wanda. How's everybody? Hey, Monica. How you doing? He's back, but he's not dressed up. He's over it. I forgot to take his jammies off last night, and he slept in them, so he looked pretty ridiculous this morning. They were all falling off of him. Good, good, good. Hi, Nicole and friends from Alabama. Nope. I know. All of a sudden, he thinks this is his. So, guys, we're going to do a lot of sparkle tonight. I don't know if some of you remember me getting this frame, but I have this beautiful, I say delicious frame. I'm in love with it. Uh-oh. Do we not have sound? Hold on. Let me make sure my sound's up. Can you guys hear me? Hi, Patty. How are you? Let me know if you can hear me. It is beautiful. Okay, perfect. You might have to pop out and pop back in. Sometimes Facebook works that way. I don't know why. And if, for whatever reason, if there's a lot of events going on or the weather's, you know, funky, sometimes you have to go totally out of the room and then pop back in. But yeah, so we're going to be working with this tonight. We're going to paint this. I had a million ideas for this, but, so when I say I love old frames, if you guys see frames, this is what I am always looking for. This thing is just, it's beautiful. And it's got like a felt inlay. I usually rather they don't have that, but for this project, it's going to be perfect. So we are going to paint this, and you guys are going to have to kind of trust me. Oh Lord, did I just glue that onto my board? You have to trust me on this one because we're doing black. Normally I do it like super vintage look, but we're going black for a reason. So you see how it had the felt. So I am laying this not inside, but I'm laying this right on top. And I'll show you why we're going black here in a second. So instead of putting it inside and doing like a frame. Hi, Carol, how are you? Okay, perfect. Yeah, sometimes you have to go out and come back in. I don't know. It happens to me on other people's lives too. Sometimes I just have to close it out and pop back in. So we could put this in the back and do it this way. Okay. However, I'm putting it on top, and we're going to cover up this gold piece right here. But I'm going to spin this around and show you why. Do we see all... I know you guys see it on my paint board, but do we see all this beautiful bling? I am good, Carol. All this beautiful, sparkly... Hi, Junebug. How are you? All these beautiful pieces just everywhere. I have Totally Dazzled. I have old jewelry. I have just things that I've collected. I've torn earrings apart. I've torn necklaces apart. I have tons of flashy, beautiful pearls, and it's all going to be silver and pearls. We're going to push that aside. So like I said, you guys are going to have to trust me on this frame. I have a vision. It's all going to come together. I promise you. I have some gorgeous Totally Dazzled pieces that we're going to put in here as well. Different earrings, all that fun stuff. So hi Lisa, how are you? So we are going to, it does look like so much fun. Lots and lots and lots of bling and lots of silver. I told you it was going to be a very blingy live. How are you, Lisa? So, like I said, we're going to paint this frame, and you're going to have to trust me on this one. We're going black, but you know how I usually use the antique gold rub and buff? So this is going to be black and silver. So we're going to do this in, I'm going to mix a couple blacks because I want a little bit of the metallic look. And then everything you see on this frame, as far as all that detail and all that ornate, is going to be rub and buffed with silver. So I think it's going to be beautiful. Like I said, I kind of wing everything. We all know how I am about that. So I forgot to grab a new plate, so I'm using the plate from yesterday. We're going to use the Folk Art Metallic Black, which is like one of my ultimate favorite paints. I use it in everything. And then we're just going to use the Folk Art Licorice, and we're going to mix it up. And so we have a little bit of that metallic look going on. I want to make sure I mix enough. I have tons of these bottles everywhere, so. How's everybody doing tonight? It's Wednesday. You're halfway through the week. We're almost there. Tomorrow's my last day at work for 5 days. I'm hoping it'll be stunning. I don't know why I'm not getting comments up here. My phone isn't giving me comments. I love Totally Dazzled too. Yes, it's very cold. I'm hoping it'll be stunning. That's my hope. So we're gonna mix this up. And we're just gonna put a coat. Now, I don't think that we have to slick stick this at all because it's gonna be black. So I'm thinking that's gonna cover this gold pretty well. The only tricky part is gonna be the edge right here at the felt. And I'll get the back of this frame later. I picked this up at a thrift store, and I believe I was with Monica when I got this. And the second I saw it, I was on a live with you guys. The second I saw it, I knew I had to have it, even though it didn't have a back. And I saw that black felt, and I'm like, I keep staring at it, and I said, oh, what if we just made it? So we're gonna do a shape in the middle. We're gonna be doing a heart. So I think I wanna go with a heart. Had to reboot my phone. Hi, Britt. Hi, Mary. How are you? I'm sorry, I'm not seeing them above me for some reason. So I gotta keep checking my iPad here next to me. Usually I can see you on my phone and here, but it's not showing me for some reason. I don't know if the FB world is being wonky or what, but not great. What's the matter? I'm scared to ask. I'm good. I missed your face. I hope the baby's okay. Oh, no. I'm sorry. That's awful. Am I freezing on anybody else? Okay. I'm not doing black primer. I'm just doing straight black paint. So I'm doing the metallic Folk Art. Yeah, I know, Britt. That's a rough one. That's awful. I'm so sorry. I'm using Folk Art Metallic Black, and I'm using the Folk Art Black Licorice. And I figured with the gold, it's probably going to take 2 coats. But if I do a good thick couple coats because this is going to have time to dry while we're building that inlay. It should cover it pretty well. I'm not going to worry about getting the sides perfectly. I can do that at the end, you know, when I jump off of here, because it's going to take a little time to build this. We're going to do a heart in the middle with all that bling. So what I want to do is just get a good thick coat on here. Dry it a little bit and see if we can get a second coat on, because we're going to be rub and buffing this with silver. So it's going to be silver and that beautiful, almost like a metallic-y looking black. Guys, I haven't posted a picture of that crown. I added, the one I did last night, I added a bunch more bling to it. I got to show you guys. Hold up. I have it behind me. And when I turn the lamp on, oh my God. So this is what I ended up doing with the crown. So you guys saw I was putting the gems there. Well, then I put some, I don't know if you can see them in the leaf. And then I put some on top. And then in that fleur-de-lis. I love how this came out. I love that paint on top of it. I'm kind of obsessed with it. Okay, good. Hi, Jennifer. How are you? Thank you for coming in. If you're new to our page, feel free to say hello. Let me know where you're from. So we're redoing this. Can you see the frame, guys? So we're just going to keep painting over this. Hi, Kay. How are you, darling? Thank you, Becky. I love the way it came out. Like I said, I wasn't planning on it being a lamp. I planned on it just kind of making it into, you know, a fake candlestick, but I loved how it came out. I can't seem to get the picture right. It just looks like a crown. It doesn't do it justice. How are you, Kay? Hi, B. How are you? Thank you for coming in. Hi, Lori. I just saw you pop on. How are you, darling? I'm sorry, guys. My phone isn't showing me everybody, so I got to keep popping back over here onto my iPad for some reason. So we're redoing this beautiful frame. Like I showed everybody, I have all of this, and I have more off to the side. And we're doing, I had my husband cut a piece of wood and we covered it in like a black crushed velvet. And like I told everybody, you're going to have to kind of bear with me here because it seems crazy that I'm doing all this black, but it's going to come out beautiful. I've done this black before with silver rub and buff, like an antique silver rub and buff. Hi, Stacy. So all this ornate detail that's on here is going to be all popped out with that silver rub and buff. And then, of course, all that beautiful jewelry inside. How are you, Stace? But I want to get this on here so we can build that inside piece. Anybody do anything fun today, or did we all work? I feel you. That's what I tell people. I'm like, hang with me, trust the process. Because I know what it's supposed to look like in my head. Even my husband laughs at me. He's like, you're going to do what with that? I'm like, just bear with me. And he's in bed now, so he's up at like midnight, 1 o'clock to go to work, and so he's usually in bed now. Oh, that's fun. I want Christmas cookies. Grocery shopping, that is no fun, especially around this time of year. Worked and definitely not fun. I feel you, girl. Same thing here. So when he wakes up in the morning, it's usually sitting on my table. And I'm like, did you see it? He's like, yeah, that's not exactly what I thought you were talking about, but okay. And he always thinks it's so cool. Like when I was doing the Santa, every step he would see, and he's like, that's starting to look, he walked in here, it was actually kind of cute. He's like, wow, that looks really cool. And I'm like, thanks. It's kind of cute to hear your husband say that. Hi, Angel. Yeah, so tomorrow's my last day for 5 days, and then I have tons of shopping and wrapping and talk to my husband. I'm like, we got to put 2 trees on. Hello, my Brit. So I'm going to put the blower on here for 1 moment. Thank you for the hearts, guys. My blower never wants to work when I want it to. Like I said, I'll get the sides later because I really, and if we have time, I'll get them done before the end of the live. But what I really want to get is the main part of this frame with you guys. Because I'm not sure how long it's going to take us to build that heart. Cleaning our Goodwill finds and painting. Yes. It's always a process. Cleaning everything up. This one had a lot of funk in the grooves and stuff, so I used a lot of wipes on this. And guys, you never want to paint over anything that you've already took your, whether it's your blow dryer or your heating tool. Excuse me. I always do a cool shot at the end, so I have a cool setting on here. Because if you paint over anything that's too warm, it's just going to pop right back off. It's just going to slide off of there. And I'm hoping, because I didn't use Slick Stick, this isn't going to slide off now. I don't think it will. No, it's going right over. We're good. You know, I love doing the antique look with the, you know, rub and buff and so forth, but sometimes you got to change things up. So I have an angel behind me. I think I'm going to change up, but it's black and silver. I think what I want to do is add the metallic black to it because it's just that black, flat black. I don't know if you guys can see way up there. See the angel with the wings? That is not my wedding picture. That's, you know, I'm famous for leaving the pictures that are in the frame till I finally decide to add our family pictures. It's kind of like the joke around my house. Oh, look, who are those people? My kids like to say they're all their distant cousins that they've never met. I eventually fill them with family pictures, but I've actually had collages around my house that have had, you know, strange distant cousins forever. Hello, Jenny. How are you? I get excited about frames, then I don't put, you know, my family in it. How's that back feeling, girl? just talked to you, but I'm hoping that relaxer kicks in soon. Aw, you're sweet. I figured you'd be off to bed. So I want to make sure all the gold is covered because this is going to be silver, not gold. And then I got to get right in that little edge right there as well. So we'll take a smaller, finer brush and do that. And then start working on our top piece, because that's the fun stuff. The paint on this one's just the labor part. Hi, Kathy. I don't want to paint my bling, guys. That would be bad. So it gives it a whole different, it looks pretty dark now, but it's going to be gorgeous when it's done. At least that's what my head tells me. You guys hear the baby snoring next to me? He's sprawled out across my floor, snoozing away. Am I good for everybody? Did I stop freezing? And Jenny, I left work today. I was in such a hurry to get out of there. I totally forgot to grab your stuff, so I'll have to grab it tomorrow. I'm gonna move all this. If my husband was sleeping, he's not now. Get all that bling out of the way. I don't want to get black on it. I love the black too. I wanted to switch it up and do something totally different. Get at least one coat on those edges. Like I said, I don't need those to be perfect, but I do need to make sure this is all covered. So once you get that rub and buff on there, I don't want to have to go back over it. And then we'll just set this aside to dry. Find a smaller brush to do the inside of this with. So this is going to be covered up by the piece that we're putting on top that we're going to be working on here. And it's going to be a heart made out of bling. I got a mix of Totally Dazzled. I'm losing my hair in the paint. It's going to be a mix of Totally Dazzled and different jewelry pieces that I have. Believe it or not, they're like blingy, jazzed out buttons, Hobby Lobby, everywhere. I just grab stuff from everywhere. I have paparazzi jewelry in here. I have all kinds of fun stuff. And I have a trim that I think we're going to outline a heart in. And then we're just going to fill all the pieces. We're going to fill it with all the pieces that I have laying here. Because I have drawers full of it. Is anybody else panicking because Christmas is coming so close? I know I am. I'm usually done by now. I feel like I have next to nothing done. And I know it's not all about the presents, but you know, when you got kids and grandkids coming. You're all done. Hi, Cindy. How are you? Jenny, I so loved your idea. I loved the globe you did last night. And my brain has been thinking about it all day. And I'm like, how cool would it be to make like one of those soothing globes? Kind of like what you just did with all the lights and the fun stuff. If I could find a way to get it to keep spinning to put in the baby's room. Instead of going and buying one of those, you know, soothers, I'd love to make one. So you have had my brain rolling all day about that. The only thing about black paint is once you get it on something, we are not doing anything but a meal together. All right, nothing wrong with that. Absolutely nothing wrong with that. Because that's kind of what it's about anyway, is, you know, I get that it's not about the gifts, and I'm one of those that loves to give though, so I love doing that. This year will be a little different. I told my kids, I'm like, I'm sorry, you know, y'all grown. You're no longer, you know, little 5-year-olds. I know I gotta stop. So I'll definitely be a smaller year this year as far as gifts go, but they're so sweet about it. They're like, Mom, really? I don't care. We just want to be together, have dinner, have fun, because we do. They come over Christmas Eve. They all want to, man, they all want to build gingerbread houses in my living room. Kind of panicking if you ever met my kids and seen them all together. They're a hoot, I'll tell you that. The thought of frosting and candy and all that all over my house, yeah. But it's those fun times that I live for, so. All right, I'm gonna pull this up to me to make sure. Kind of look at it at every angle. See it, we're all black. I see a spot up here. Where'd it go? Just as I put it in the camera, there it's gone. See, I told you I'm blind in this light. I know I just saw it in the camera. Am I crazy? Right here. Oh, that's the way the light's reflecting off of it. So there it is, black. So I want to make sure I hit every little corner of it. I'm so excited to put this Rub and Buff on it. Yeah, I caught that. It was the light. The light was hitting it funky. Sometimes I gotta turn things upside down and at all funny different angles so that I can see. I'm just gonna stick the dryer on this for a second, and then we're gonna set this aside and work on the fun part. It kind of is a reflection. That's why I pulled it away to look at it. When I held it up to the light. So the outside of it down here, I'll fix later. I just wanted to get it on all these parts that we're going to hit with the Rub and Buff. And do the whole front face of it. And if my hair would stop falling into it, we'd be doing great. I swear I shed worse than Otis sometimes. Hi, Kellyanne. How are you? Keep this safe away from my dog. I don't think he's going anywhere, but so like I said, I didn't get the full bottom of it all painted, but so there we are with the black. We're gonna set this aside and we're gonna do the fun part, which is I have nowhere to put this. All right, we will bring this over. Guys, there's so much stuff in this room. I can't wait to get all the Christmas stuff out of here. All right, so like I said, I just had my husband cut a board, and then I put this like crushed velvet on it. So my thought process, let's move this over. Get my brush in the water. I have a tendency to have my brushes dry up, and that's why I run out of brushes. And those need washed. I have, like I said, ready? I'm gonna bring this all back up here. I loved it on that frame. So, and then when we hit that with the Rub and Buff, I think it's gonna look awesome. So I have this chain. This is not, I got this at Hobby Lobby. This is kind of like a trim, so it's not with the ribbon, but it's with like the the big bling trim you'll see on the, like the end caps that they sell. So what I was thinking is we can make an outline of a heart. Guys, I'm no good at shapes. So we're gonna outline it, then we're gonna fill it with all these fun pieces. I have big, I have small. I wanna incorporate the pearls. I love the look of the pearls on it, and it'll bring like a little bit of white to it. So that's my thought process. But what I first wanna do is make a big old heart with this. At least this is what I think. Or we may not even go with this at all and just go ahead and make a heart out of just the pieces themselves. But I thought if we outline it and then stay within the trim, I'm thinking since I'm not so good at making this heart, maybe we'll just do, what do you guys think? Should we outline it or should we just do the bling itself? I'm thinking we just do the bling itself. Let's go with that. So we're just gonna throw some pieces. That's what I'm thinking. Hi Bella, how are you? So that's what I'm kind of thinking. And I have these, oh guys, how perfect would that be to start our hearts? So we're gonna kind of lay this out and play with it and then put it all together. Thank you for the hearts, guys. Appreciate those very much. And I still have jewelry here we can cut up. I know I have some earrings. So yes, this is paparazzi jewelry, and I cut it and I play with it and I stick it on bottles. I do all kinds of stuff with it. And then I do things like that that I shouldn't be doing. But if we have a center drip out. Oh, thank you. That's also part of my obsession with paparazzi. That's what got me into it, was their whole butterfly line. So I love their butterflies, but yeah. So I thought I'd wear sparkly stuff since we're doing a sparkly live. So what if we piece all this? I know I have another one of these. So I want it to be mix match, but I want to get the center and the hump of this heart. How did Otis handle my... Let's talk about bought so much. I have drawers and closets and walls and command hooks and Lord, I have lots. Cabinets, all kinds of fun stuff. So this is really just kind of matching it all together. I have another round. I like the pearls. I want to kind of put pearls in the middle. We just have all kinds of pieces here. Like I have some that's a little more vintage looking. Do we go with a fat heart? So, all right, you just popped in. I'm sorry, darling. So I'm doing a heart out of all these gems on this like crushed velvet piece that I had my husband make. We painted this frame black. We're gonna do silver rub and buff on all that beautiful detail on there. And then we're putting this dead center, but I'm making a heart out of just a bunch of silver pieces of jewelry, totally dazzled, old like blingy buttons, just anything I have laying around here that I could find, I kind of grabbed. And I have plenty more. Can't find my pliers that I use. I have all these. I'm hoping so. I kind of, like I told everybody, I'm like, bear with me as I paint this all black, and it looks like it's going to be an all black project. I promise it won't be. But I got some pearls in here too. So my thing is getting the shape of this heart going. Once we get the shape going, then I think we'll be golden. We're just gonna piece together all of these. I'm debating on, do I want a really big fat heart? I'm gonna do little pieces, big pieces, pearls. I wanted to bring the pearls in a little bit. I love this. I don't remember where I got it. I know I had two. I want to say I got it at Hobby Lobby. What if we do that as the center? And we bring this around. Dip it down a little bit. Can you guys see this? I do have two. Look, I have one sitting right here. Hello, Handmade Shop. How are you? Welcome in. Say hello. I'd love to know your name. Let me know where you're from. We are doing kind of just piecing together a heart with tons of gems, jewelry. Kind of want to get this. Do some bigger ones on the outside. There we go. And then we'll start filling in. And then we just want to lay, so what I want to do is go ahead and glue all that down. And then we'll lay all the other pieces inside and just start gluing them all together. Guys, and I tell you, I got bling out the wazoo. I'm being totally serious. So once you get kind of the outside done, you can play on the inside. Thank you, Jenny. Appreciate it. Let's bring another pearl in here. So I have some of the same, but that's okay. Hi, Beth. How are you? Thank you for coming in. It's just a lot of playing to get that main outside, and then it'll go a lot quicker once we get, and I want 2 pearls together, guys. Actually, I love that pearl. So now we gotta bring this bottom together. So I need one more little one in there. Hi, Sharon. All right. And like I said, we're gonna fill this all in, so it's gonna look a little funky right now, but once it starts filling in, do we like this? Why do I feel like we're crooked? That piece isn't gonna fit there very well. That one does. Do a baby one inside. I know I got little babies in here somewhere. Do we like that so far, just for the heart, and then we'll just fill in the whole inside? Where are we crooked? Does that look crooked? Am I crazy? Or is it the way I'm looking at it? Because we can start gluing this down and then just start filling in. All right, that just needed pushed in a little bit. Okay, awesome. So I'm going to use some E6000 just because it's thicker, and I'm going to use hot glue too. We're going to put that all, grab a wipe. I'm going to put this together, and then once we get this down, filling in the center is going to be pretty easy. So I'm going to do a mix of both on all these pieces, just so it moves a little faster. I have to go. We are going to dinner. I will catch on replay. All right, B, you enjoy your dinner, darling. There it goes. Okay. So I'm going to do the same thing here. Do we understand where we're going with this now? I know it sounded crazy in the beginning, but most of my thought process always sounds a little crazy. Sometimes I wonder myself. Thank you, Lisa. Thank you, Bella. Thank you, Wanda. Carol, Becky. I see you all, girls. I see you. Honestly, my favorite part is going to be putting that rub and buff on that frame and then gluing this on there. And I could use the B7000. I'm using the E6000 just because it's thicker and it's on this velvet. And I wanted a thicker glue so that I know that it'll stick to it. And all I did was I bought this velvet, believe it or not, at Walmart. It was fairly cheap. And I just had my husband cut out a piece of wood to fit over that little gold rim of the frame. Did you see my glue stick fall out? That really just happened. Thank you for the hearts, guys. Those are so appreciated. Facebook world loves to see those on our page for sure. So don't forget, guys, I'll be back on here tomorrow. I'm not sure. I really don't know what I'm doing tomorrow. I'll be back on at same time, same place. And we're doing our blessing bag giveaway. So my beautiful friend Kim will be on here and give me a timer every 20 minutes. Thank you, Kathy. Every 20 minutes. And I'll be doing a blessing bag every 20 minutes while I'm on my live. Because we hit 1,500. And I told you guys I would do something special for you. For always being here and sprinkling me out. Because without you, I wouldn't be here. So I always try to send love right back at you. And it's just what I love to do. So you guys need to make sure you tune in tomorrow. Because those of you that have got blessing bags, I know you love them. Hi, Jenny. Monica, are you losing your mind yet? So I have my, we call her a bling queen, with Team BFF. She's the one we get the blessing bags from and all this jewelry that I use. And I know she's losing her mind right now. Did you, hi Kim. Thanks for coming in. We were just talking about you being our timer tomorrow. Jenny, did you go through your calendar? Kathy. Did you see the frame, Kathy? Because that's what's going to pull this all together. That's the part I'm excited about. I feel like I'm repetitively putting... Aww. You got to take a picture and send it to me, Kim. I think this one we could just use. There's not much space. Don't burn your fingers, Nicole. Don't burn your fingers. Don't burn your fingers. Don't burn your fingers. When you hear me scream and jump, you'll know I burnt my fingers. I love these little tubes of E6000. little tedious. Sorry, guys. You think? If we all survive tomorrow morning. I think I'm just used to it. A lot of people say like the Rub and Buff does, or the gold leaf. I actually had someone message me and told me I need to be careful using gold leaf. I don't smell it. I don't know why. I just don't smell it anymore. Maybe because I use it so much. But I don't notice it anymore. I don't know if that's a good thing, not a good thing. But it is a strong glue, and that's why I use it. See, everybody says that about the gold leaf. I don't smell it. That's so weird. You know what my favorite smell is? Oh, I did that already, guys. Look, we're all done with the outline. So there's the outline. So now we're just going to fill it all in. Do we love that? See all that sparkle? You know what smells amazing? Listen, everybody makes fun of me because every time I use this, I sit here and I smell the container. I just have to tell you, I don't know if you've seen it. Hi, Gwen. Thank you, Bella. It's this Pen Art Antique Wax because it smells like oranges. All right, so we're going to take this and we're just going to fill it in with all this other beautiful jewelry we have here. So, like I said, I have some Totally Dazzled, just bits and pieces from wherever. Thank you, Wanda. I have paparazzi in here. I got stuff from Hobby Lobby. I want to incorporate these pearls. Hi, Robin. Thank you for coming in. So I have this big honker right here. I kind of want to, and you can lay on top and layer. There is no right or wrong here. It's just kind of placing stuff where you want to place it. So there's this one. I think I want to kind of lay that right on top there. Robin, I already put stuff in my cart, just so you know. So I'll be placing that order tomorrow, and I expect my bottle very soon. You guys, Robin's song that's on here, if you love Marilyn, you need to go to her page, follow her. She has the most amazing Marilyn Monroe paper that I've seen in a while. I thought I loved mine. And she's got this Marilyn Monroe bottle she's doing that I told her that has to be mine. And she's just going to have to make another one for herself, but that one's got to be mine. I'm pretty sure her husband thinks I'm nuts by this point, because I went on her live last night and said, mine, 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 and I wasn't listening to anything else. Hi, Beverly. How are you? So you guys got to check her out, because if you love bottles and stuff. Did you order yours from Robin? That's so awesome. Man, the one she had on her live last night, when she told me she was making that bottle for herself, I literally threw a fit like a little 2-year-old. I was like, I'll break my phone. It's got to be mine. Oh, telling you. I don't care how far away I am. I will drive to you. I needed that. So we're just going to keep layering in here and adding pieces. Thank you, Beverly. Girl, I'm telling you, my brain went all crazy when I saw that. I probably wasn't even spelling right when I typed. Her husband was probably like, who is this mad woman? Was it yours that I saw, Bella, that you made one? I saw yours too. Gorgeous. Y'all are making me a little jealous. I want to throw some pearls down in here. Thank you, Gwen. Robin, did you see the frame I'm using for this? Because you would love it. I'm gonna have to show you. We went with black though. And we're gonna do like that silver rub and buff on it. Let's find some bigger. So guys, I have a mix of Totally Dazzled, Paparazzi, all kinds of bits and ends that I get from wherever. And we're just filling this heart in that's going to go into this drop dead gorgeous frame that I found. And we're going to place this right over the top of it, actually. I don't know about Rich. I have not seen frame, but it's going to be beautiful. You will love the frame because me and you kind of got that same taste going on. I saw the frame. I was with my friend Monica on here and I snatched that puppy right up. It was actually on a live when I found it. At a Goodwill. Did you go back for that Santa? Yep. So this is the frame we're putting it in. Painted it black. I'll finish the edges later, but so this piece actually lays right on top of this gold here. And then we're gonna rub and buff all of this with silver. As soon as we get this all filled in. Thank you, Beverly. I feel like this needs a little pearl. No. We need a big fat hunker of a bling in there. And I'm using a mix of E 6000 and hot glue because I don't want to have to go back over and I usually, when I do that, it's, you know, a few pieces and I'll go back after my live and, you know, pop it off and kind of put the E6000 on it. But this is too much to try to do that. No. I got my E6000 spilling out. And I'm desperately trying not to burn my fingers. And you can lay on top however you want to do it. So if you make one of these, you can make it perfectly even, do it however you want. It's yours, you do with it what you like. And I have all different shapes, all different sizes. Any Parmesan glass or whatever you crafter ladies call it, I think a bling would look good. Ah, just lost my comments. I did, I put it right in that empty circle piece. I put a pearl right in there. Oh no, I didn't put a pearl in there. I put a flower in there. I don't want to tilt it too much. This is what we got so far. Do we like? See how I'm kind of like layering and going on top of stuff too? So we're just going to keep filling in. Thanks, Kathy. Thank you, Bella. And I have some that are like darker pieces. Like they have that almost black metallic look to them. You can mix match anything. Do you sell that bling or have this? I do not. I am none of it. So some of this is, believe it or not, is paparazzi jewelry. So I use that a lot in my projects, and she is on here. So her name is Monica. She's under Team BFF. If someone wants to pop that link on there, but I get a lot of stuff from her as well. Like I tore apart. Oh, this one's beautiful. So Robin, you do bottles. It's what I use on my bottles. Like I have this. Seriously? Come on. You tear that puppy apart, or you take her necklaces. Oh, diamond dust. Yeah, it's not Parmesan glass. It's diamond dust. She said Parmesan glass. I love you, Kim. But she's on my page, so you can look her up and go through her stuff. I'm telling you, some of her pieces for bottles, like you were talking about that Maryland one with pearls. Look at some of her pearls, no joke. It's, you can't get any simpler than that. I mean, I love using it. So that's how I started putting stuff on my bottles, was using her stuff. I do have it in a Parmesan container. Oh. Guys, diamond dust is now going to be called Parmesan. What is it? Parmesan glass? Parmesan glass. I love you, Kim. It's an Italian thing. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. Just keep layering. She does cook, she doesn't craft. Hi, Holly, how are you? Thank you for coming in. Feel free to say hello. Let me know where you're from. How did you do at your craft show? A couple weeks ago, I think. I did do one. I did good. I know what she was talking about. I just think it was hilarious. She's cracking me up. She's killing me. I did good, Robin. I really did. I don't know that I'll do that venue again. It was great. Don't get me wrong. It was very, very, I'm claustrophobic, so it was very, very crowded. I guess that's kind of was the issue, I think, with me. But I do shows and I love them. You know, the neat part for me is having somebody come by and kind of like, you know, they kind of just keep walking past, you know, they're walking. It's kind of like I do when I see, you know, a paparazzi tent and I freeze. I'm like, ooh, ooh, ooh. Shiny stuff. Well, it's seeing faces when they walk by and they think they're just going to keep walking, and then they look and then they freeze and they're like, oh, wait, I'm going in there, or I'm going over there and I got to look at her stuff. It's that look that I love, and that's why I love doing those sometimes. I like the summer events. Guys, I have E6000 all over my board here. It's going to be fun to clean up. Lord, I don't remember where I was putting this. Any of you, well, how about we put it right there? Looks like a good spot. I want to get some bigger pieces on here to fill in the spaces. And I just tear the backs like this was a brooch. Just tear the backs off. Hello, Joanne. Welcome. If you're new, say hello. Let me know where you're from, how you found us. That might be too big, guys. There's a good one. No, almost got dropped off. With her Rudolph antlers, we had a jingle bell and glue disaster. Oh no. So this is another brooch. This is a Totally Dazzled piece. And we just pop the backs off, and they pop off perfectly. And I think we're gonna stick that one right. Well, let's put it right in that space. At this point, I'm dipping into my E6000 that's all over my board. I'm Jennifer Rose. Wait, did you come in under your other name? Now I'm all confused. Or under another page. You're probably not on your page, is what you're trying to tell me. Girl, you had me all confused. Just trying to fill in these spaces now. Ouch. Heard. Okay. Gotcha. Sorry, I was confused. Well, thank you for popping on. We're just trying to glue this heart all together. That was right on my finger, guys. I was like, wait, I'm so confused. I don't know what's going on. We're going to slide that one right up inside there. maybe. I didn't think that one through when I put the glue on it. There we go. All right, guys, we're almost there, filling it in. Me too, Kathy. I feel like I'm repetitively gluing over here and boring you guys. I'm usually doing something exciting like dropping stuff. I should probably keep quiet for a minute. I jinx myself. So I'm gonna grab these. I'm awestruck. All right, well, I guess that's a good thing. See, I just said I'm usually dropping stuff, and here we go. So since you go to traumatize Otis in his outfit, I think we should put you in outfit that they're sort of... No, I'm not playing that game. Nope, nope. I've seen those on TikTok where, you know, you go in and you put your hand and somebody says stop. At 2,000 likes, no, girl, I will not come on here. Listen, this is from the thrift store. Does that count? I get my clothes from the thrift store. So I already do that. I'm not letting you pick it out. I already know what I'll be coming on here looking like. All right, I need something a little different in here. I know what you'll have me in here looking like, Kim. No, that's not flying with me. I know I'm being noisy. I'm sorry. How do I fix all of this? Yes, this is all full of bling. That's a different one. Did we put a butterfly in it? That might be too dark. Do we do a butterfly, guys? It has a butterfly. We know butterflies are my favorite thing in the whole world. I'm putting my big fat fingers on it. So we'll save that for the top. Not the top, but we'll lay that over and have that be our last piece. It's so much easier holding it this way. I knew I would run out of glue. And we'll get all those funky glue strings out of there. So I'm thinking, if I put this butterfly dead center, let's get one of these underneath the butterfly. Fill in that space. And then we'll put the butterfly on top of it. And then we're going to rub and buff this frame and put this in it. couple little pearl pieces here. One more. My hands are so bad at this. I'm gonna have to get this glue off of this. Before we lay that frame back on the tray. And then we'll put this butterfly in. Hi, Lavina, how are you? I'm not wearing nothing neon. Nothing neon is going on me. This day's long gone. Thank you, Holly. Oh, Lord, I ran out of glue. Good thing I have a drawer full. So we'll just put the B7000 on this butterfly. And then the hot glue over here. And we're gonna lay that right on top. Give that a second to dry. These are all empty. And then I'll hold this up for you. Let me get these out of the way. One spot there, we'll put that there. Guys, this is like my favorite piece by Totally Dazzled. It's that beautiful bow, big old bow. One blank spot here. We're going to stick this in, grab that frame, and then we'll get this all together. Thank you, Ginny. Now we just got to get it in the frame. Do we love this? Can you see the, even see the butterfly? I always see butterflies, so we see the butterflies right there. That is one sparkly heart. There's a lot of bling on there. So we're going to carefully set that aside. Oh, Lord, don't fall, don't fall, don't fall. Bring the frame back in. Oh, I'm so glad. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Would this be an epic fail without silver rub and buff? I have it in here, trust me. It's just finding it. There it is. That's black rub and buff. Or I also have this pen art. What do you think, Robin? Silver rub and buff or the pen art? You're good with this pen art stuff. So you guys kind of get the idea here. This is what we're going to be doing. This goes right on top. We're going to glue that right down. But we're going to add a ton of silver to this frame. see how that's gonna work. Turn it around to you. I kind of like it. I'm not gonna lie. Robin, are you still on here? Thank you, Becky. Which one do you think is brighter? Kind of like... All right, we're gonna try both and see what we like better. I guess we should. All right, guys. Hey, Gnome Whisperer. So what I'm gonna do is, oh, I like that. So this is the Pen Art wax paste. So I'm gonna go, I've never used, see, I always use Rub and Buff, but now, see, I like this silver, but I think, do we see how we're kind of, I don't want to tilt this. I'm gonna try the Rub and Buff really quick and see if it gives off the same, because one will cover the other, it'll be fine. And let's see what I like with the, I like the way the wax paste goes on. I gotta take it off the light to look. You know what? They're literally, they're almost identical, but I think I'm gonna go with the wax paste then because I like the control of it a little better. All right, same concept. So we're using Pen Art Wax Metallic Silver Paste. Same concept as Rub and Buff. This is just a, I don't know how to describe it. How do you describe that? Well, Robin, you've never used Rub and Buff. So I love Rub and Buff, but I love these wax pastes. And I always smell them. That one doesn't smell like oranges. You have a little more control with this, I think. So we're gonna go across this whole frame. And literally, as you put this on your finger and go over all these details, it's just gonna hit those high points. And that's what you wanna bring out. You guys see what I'm doing here? I did sniff it. You know, this is real life. And we all do weird things in real life. And mine is, I don't know, I smell things because apparently some things smell horrible and I don't smell them. Listen, I didn't say I was normal. Robin knows what I mean because the white antique paste smells like oranges and it smells amazing. And that's why I love using it. So I'll have someone on here defend me on that one. Y'all laughing at me. I'm just using my pinky because I got fat fingers, so. Hey, Shar. See? So we're just going to get all those details out with the Rub and Buff, or I'm sorry, the Pen Art Antique Wax. See, I'm so used to saying Rub and Buff. I want to get their gold too, Robin, and see how I like that. Some of their metallic ones are beautiful. So there's all these ridges in here, and I want to get all of them to pop. And I just had another crazy idea here too, so I might be, if I have enough, we might add a whole nother thing of bling here. I do too, Becky. But I'm telling you, some of these pen art products are amazing. See, I like working with clay, so I think that's why I like some of the pen art. I use Rub and Buff too, but I started using the pen art with clay. And I just fell in love with it. I'd be amazed if so I want to try the gold and see what their gold looks like compared to the Rub and Buff. I love antique gold Rub and Buff, so that's going to be a hard sell to get me off of. But these products are awesome. And I use different stuff on different projects, so are we seeing how that's coming out? Can you guys see that? Or is that light too bright? See how that just makes that whole center pop? I love this frame. I'm telling you, when I saw this frame, my heart skipped a beat because this is what I look for. And I tell people, if you find something like this, holler at me. Let me know where you're from. We'll figure out if it's too expensive for me to have it shipped to me. But I love these. Love, love, love these. These are the frames that I live for. Because this is what I love working with. There's so many different things you can do. Because you can make it, you know, you could do like a black with the antique white paste and do all this white. You can do like that shabby chic pink color and use antique white paste to bring out the detail. There's so many things you can do. You can, you know, do it a different gold and use black Rub and Buff. I mean, there's a million different things you could do. And that's why I love these frames, because that detail is unreal when you do something like this. And let's be honest, I love you forever if I ever get, you know, somebody ever found me a frame like this and sent it off to me. So when I'm always saying I'm searching for frames at, you know, thrift stores or antique stores, this is what I'm talking about. So we can do one of two things here. So we know we're going to glue this down. And this is kind of the look you're going to get. So that's the frame with all that. Whoops. This board actually covers all that gold, so I didn't bother painting that because that'll all be covered. Well, now it doesn't want to be covered. But let me play with something real quick. Because I have this other edge here, do we rub and buff that? Because this trim lays perfect right on this line. Okay, I'm lying to you because there's that ornate piece, so it won't. So we'd have to cut it 1, 2, 3. We'd have to cut it 4 times, so maybe not. I don't know. Do we like... I could cut it, but I think it takes away from the detail. So we're going to leave that because I want the detail of the frame. I don't want to take away from the detail of the frame. So I'm just going to use a little bit of this antique wax then right along that edge. Hi, Pat. Oh, you love my turntable. It's a big one. Hi, Sue. How are you? Thank you for coming in, guys. Hi, Mary. I didn't even see you jump in. I'm glad you love it, Wanda. It is beautiful. Okay. I think we're golden. Thank you, Mary. Thank you, Junebug. I was hoping this is... like I said, I have like some... I don't know. My husband thinks my visions are crazy sometimes. I know what I have in my head, and it starts out kind of like, what are you doing? But... So let's glue this down. Everybody's got that cold. It's awful. Hopefully that's all it is a cold. Oh, hi, Robin's mom. Thank you for coming in. How sweet. So I'm going to do some B7000, and I'll do a little bit of hot glue just to get it on here and show you guys it all done. And like I said, yes, I know that the bottom of this is not totally painted yet. I'll fix that and I'll paint that when I jump off. I wanted to give you guys the visual of what this is going to look like without keeping you on here for 3 hours trying to perfectly paint. Because I want to paint the back of it too, so I figured I'd just leave it. Let's do the corners. But all you guys got to see is the front anyway, right? Let's bring this close. Hi, Patty. How are you? Do a little bit of hot glue. I don't want to get it on that felt. Yes, that's my hands shaking because I got to squeeze the hot glue gun because my hands are horrible. Now I can do bling trim along the ends. That's exactly what I'm going to do. Once this dries, so this is what I'll do when we hop off of here because I want to give this time to dry. I'm going to edge this either on the inside, so you guys can see on the inside here, and do like a trim on the inside. Can you see that? Or along the edge of the frame. Because I feel like we got to break up that black and separate a little bit. What do you think? Do I do the edge of the frame? Or do I do up next to this? I'm trying to think which I like. Because I want to break that up a little bit. You see how it's... I love it. Like I said, I wanted it to dry. That's all right. I'm going to press that right back down. I had a feeling that glue wasn't... Okay. That's going to take a little bit to dry, guys, so I don't want to mess with it too much till that's dry. So I'll just hold this up the best I can to show you guys. I'm sorry, my hands are going to cover it a little bit. Inside, okay. Whew. So this is it. There's your heart. There's all the different pieces. There's a butterfly at the bottom. You guys, butterflies are very near and dear to my heart. You'll see butterflies around me all the time. Butterflies in this room, they're all over my garden. Butterflies and angels are kind of my thing. Do we love it? I love it. I want to wait till this dries though before I put any trim around it. But do you see where it's like black in the black? I want to put that trim on it so that it breaks it up a little bit. Thank you, Bella. See what I mean? So we can do it there or right on the inside, right next to the little frame. Well, I think that's what we might do that. I might go right around this piece right here just to frame it out and make it look like that's where it belonged. Hi, Jenny. So yeah, that's it. And we'll put some bling on the inside here and we'll break this all up. But I love it. I love the frame. I love the heart. Thank you for sticking around. I know I've been on for a while. Inside, yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking, pretty sure that's what we're gonna do. So see, I'm glad I didn't outline the heart with this because that would have looked kind of silly. I was scared of the heart, but it came out pretty good, I think. And we'll just, so I'll give this about half hour or so to dry. I might pull it up and stick some more glue on there because like I said, this is a wood piece and we just put the, like the crushed velvet, it was this material. Oh, a piece left over. So we just put that and then I wrapped it around and glued that onto that board. And then I was going to put it inside, but I wanted it to have like a, even more of a 3D effect. So it could have inlaid into that, but I don't know. I liked it on the outside. So thank you for the hearts. Thank you, Robin. I appreciate it. Thank you, Mary. Hello. Thank you. You guys are awesome. Thank you. Thank you, Patty. Well, I'm glad you like it. Thank you, Jenny. Sue. Thank you guys all for hanging out tonight and, you know, going through all the fun glue process. So yes. Find old frames, redo them. They don't have to be white. They don't have to be gold, silver. They can be black because, I mean, this is gorgeous. A lot of people hear me say I'm going to paint it black and they're like, oh. But when you got something with detail like this, just a little bit of paint, rub and buff, wax paste. I use Pen Art wax paste on this. Totally changes the look. So guys, feel free to come back tomorrow, same time, same place. I'm not sure what I'll be doing, but tomorrow is always Thursday is always blessing bag giveaway. It's a beautiful piece of jewelry that you'll be getting. And then tomorrow I will be on here and Kim will be on here when I pop on. And every 20 minutes, we're going to give a blessing bag out because we hit 1,500, which was my goal. So I love you for that. And for sprinkling me out and always being here and supporting me. So stop back in tomorrow. As always, have a beautiful evening. Thank you for supporting me. And I hope to see you all tomorrow. Bye-bye.